All right, yo. We got mono red control. Whoa. You may be thinking, how does mono red control work? That's an easy question to answer. Mono red control simply means ramping. I'll display it differently. There we go. We got our ramp. We got our ramp payoff. We got our removal. And our modal card draw. So we have an alternate ramp payoff in the form of Yidaro, except I have the Godzilla skin on it. Yidaro, which cycles, but is also an 8/8 trample haste. And we got some removal that is modal as a creature. And we got some card draw. Most of our ramp payoff is Ugin. We don't really have much in terms of burn, except for Spikefield Hazard, but you'd be surprised how many people scoop to getting wiped and then facing down an Ugin. So it's a good deck, I think. It's a modification of a Jim Davis deck that I've seen. So shout out to Jim Davis. Mog me up. Anyways, we'll do our first game of the night. I currently have this optimized as a best of one list because tonight I just want to see how it performs in different matchups. So we've got some card draw, a good amount of removal, and an Ugin. I can see that they're running Lurrus of the Dream Den, which means that their cards are going to be pretty low to the ground creatures. So I think it is the right call to hold this, especially since we can exile Lurrus with Scorching Dragonfire. Because since they're going to have low to the ground creatures, we want a good amount of removal, especially since we can really close the game with Ugin. Now, normally I'd play the tap land first, but I think there might be a 1 toughness creature. Yeah, it looks like there will be. So we're going to want to exile that. It is a 1-drop, so we're up against Mill. So that changes my plan relating to Spikefield. We're gonna get that turn 2 Maze Mine just so we can start to filter for land. That's good. And we're just gonna try to play lands as consistently as possible. This Iron Crag feat is gonna let us get an early Ugin if we can pull it off, though they are running black and blue, which means they're gonna have Planeswalker removal and counterspell, likely. So we wanna be scared of that. Now, since this is Mill, I guess scrying is a pretty not useful thing to be doing, and I totally could have exiled that. That's a misplay on my part, but first game of the night. So we're just gonna try and draw while we can, because scrying doesn't really help us, because if we keep something good on the top of our deck, then they'll just mill us on every land draw. So not a fun matchup, which isn't good for us because that is what the meta is right now. But as long as we can get there with lands, I have faith. I certainly do. And if not with lands, then with Bone Crusher, which they milled 2 of. So at least if we get an escape creature in the graveyard here, we'll be able to very easily escape it. That's always the upside of facing Mill. We're just gonna try and filter, though that's kind of useless. Yeah, at least we have information that may not benefit us. Think I'm gonna remove this next turn because we really wanna keep our ramp game going. Not a lucky first turn, But if we can top deck a land, we didn't top deck a land. If we can top deck a land, gain some life, that'd be super. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna get some card action here. Gonna burn face. And maybe bring out a counter spell. Which would suck, but losing a giant versus losing our board clear is pretty a concession we have to make. For sure. Here's my REI Nalgene. I am not affiliated with REI, but you know, they're pretty neat. So far we got 0 in the chat, but that's okay, because we can still upload this to YouTube. So they've tapped nothing, so we're not going to risk the Forge. We are going to risk a Simulacrum, though, because at best it will ramp us and give us a blocker, and at worst it will have them use a counter spell that would be spent on Eugene, as in Ugin, or Irencrag Feat. So we're gonna ramp a tad, and since we don't really have a way to get things out of the graveyard, I think we're just gonna go for the Ox. Oh, that came in tapped. Never mind. Are you gonna remove it and draw me a card? That'd be nice. No, they're not. Yeah, a rough game one, but we're not going to concede. We're going to see it through, because we've still got 27 cards in the deck. Let's see if we can pull off a board clear next turn. I probably should have removed earlier, but it would have probably gotten countered either way. So since we've got 2 Storm's Wrath, I'm just going to go for it. Because we just want to hold on to that Ugin as long as we can. We're just going to lay down the mill pressure. I know this takes away our ability to exile Lurrus, but this isn't the deck we thought it was going to be in terms of Lurrus, so that's acceptable. Yeah, so I mean, we're getting them to use their counter spells when our ultimate plan is to cast Ugin and exile their board, so it's acceptable. But they're certainly doing well, I'd say. Let's see if they spend any mana this turn. They spent 4. That might open us up to casting 2 spells next turn, which isn't where we want to be, but it's something. Ooh. Yeah, let's see if we can get a Storm's Wrath out here. They milled a Yadaro, which is rough, because I was hoping we could at least pull one of those out, but I'd still rather draw off of this, so I'm gonna block here. It gives us less value off of the Storm's Wrath, but I like the draw, so. Except, yeah, we're at 15. So we're almost at Eugene. I know we didn't remove a lot, but it's something. We'll keep that at top and bait them a little bit if they mill it, and if not, we'll have 2 Eugenes to solidify casting Eugene, which isn't even good against mill. I mean, I guess as a 3 mana pinger that exiles their board, it's good, but especially right now. But it's Eugene's ultimate that draws us 7 cards doesn't really help us in this matchup. Helps us in other matchups a lot, but not this one. Oh, so tapping out, that's a really good thing for us because we can exile Lurrus with Eugene. I love Eugene. With 1 blue mana, I think we'll be set. Especially since they probably think they milled our only Ugin. So we're gonna exile their recursion. See what's at the top of our deck for free. Yeah, we'll keep that because we're just so low on cards that we want to ensure that their creatures don't mill us. We'll just try to burn out our opponent at this point. And then we'll build our Crawling Barrens so we can try to swing out. Scry here. We've got another Ugin. I guess I'll keep that as mill protection because the probability that they have another mill source is too high right now. Yeah, like that. I probably should have kept 2 mana up. But there are many things I could have done better this game. This is our first game of the stream. That's okay. So it's not looking super with 6 cards, but it is something. We'll open our creature up to removal because we just gotta get that damage in now. Let's see. At least we've got removal for a mill creature. Yeah, that's rough. So we're gonna see what our next draw is because we wanna try to top deck a Yidaro. So we've only milled 1. Yeah, that's rough. They good self-control on their part to not use it on the Crawling Barrens. Though that may not qualify. Okay, so we've got a 2/2. And I'm just gonna go all in on This Barons. If they've got removal, they've got removal, but at this point I'm playing to win, not necessarily not to lose. Probability is high that they've got card draw, or removing counters is good too. I mean, it's better than removing the creatures for us, but it's still good for them. Dang. That was a 2-for-1, but on our 5-turn clock, that's still bad for us. We've got them on a 3-turn clock in the off chance that they play creatures that, no blockers that we can't take care of, but at least we got a little burn there. But this is one of the downsides of the deck, is just facing mill, which is at the top of the meta, so depending on how the meta develops, this could be a pretty decent deck, but we'll see. Mono red Agros, always supreme. Yeah, just because we really can't stand to have any blockers, we're gonna ping that. Especially since they can mill us. Just gotta. Yeah, they get a card draw. That's tough, but gotta go for it. Gotta just believe in the possibility of them not drawing a good card. I mean, we've got 3 cards in our deck, but we want to just go for Yadaro, because Yadaro is a haste for 8. It's our best opportunity right now. And if they mill us for 3, we're dead either way. Before blocks, we can destroy that. As long as they don't. Yes! Okay. If we can get Yadaro off on the battlefield, we're set. But if not, the life gain on this is going to be really rough. Let's just pray for Yadaro. This is fun, though. Oh. There we go. That's game. Good game. So that's a excruciating way to lose turn 1. But that's the way she goes. We'll let him landfall it out, but that's game 1. Game 1 is a loss. I don't know why we stopped being live, but I apologize for the interruption. It's pretty funny. I must have clicked something. Either way, this hand's okay. Crawling Barons is a good card to start with. Last game, I definitely kind of forgot it was there, and I shouldn't have. We're gonna open with some Yadaro card draw. Just get Yadaro going. I do think Yadaro is just a better card than Ox of Agonas against most of our matchups. Looks like we're facing green. Could be mono green, might not be. That's why we've got removal. Live at Pyway. Had to plug the Twitch. Okay. Not enough damage to get over that. So we're just gonna set us up well for next turn. I suppose I should have just drawn with that. But yeah, we wanna guarantee a landfall. Maybe I'm doing mix plays, or maybe I'm just sacrificing expediency for consistent information. Don't know. We'll find out. Either way, we're taking 3 damage, and we could lose our artifact this turn. But I have a feeling they're gonna want to destroy a different artifact or enchantment with that. Especially, yeah. We're just gonna bolt the bird. Or at least the standard equivalent of it. Scorching Dragonfire the Gilded Goose. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. That puts us behind a turn. It saves us 3 entire life, which isn't that good. Oh, I did not mean to do that. At least we will have... There isn't really an upside to that. We just want to get to Eugene. Oh, man. At least we can put a card draw on a blocker. This is why misplays really get ya. Because I could have probably... I can't get caught up and think about it, but I probably could have had Eugene next turn. But it's fine. That's 6 converted mana, so I can exile it with Eugene. It's rough. But such is life. Yeah, we just didn't get there this time. Not much we can do. Well, we have 7 mana, so we can destroy the Troll King. But it can recur itself by destroying the food, so I think we're going to destroy Kogla. Oh, but this exiles it. Okay, we're going to do that. We're still going to have to deal with Kogla, but at least we aren't dead next turn. I love when a control deck keeps us alive like this. Oh, we still have to top deck land. Can we do it? We can't win. First we gotta be polite. Good game. Oh, and 2, baby. 0-2. Okay. We We're 0-2 on best of one with mono red control. Maybe this deck isn't good for best of one, but I don't really know how to sideboard in our current meta. And sure. Yeah, we'll get our guaranteed solemn simulacrum and just face whatever this is. I think that's Temur. Yeah, which is red, green, and blue. Yeah, we'll draw a card for free, or for 2 mana. Get to 5. See what happens. I feel like there's something I'm just missing with my deck. Haven't figured out. Yeah, give me the card draw. Please. Is that first? Okay. Take action. Oh, I can't. I don't know why I couldn't tap that. I guess that's not how priority works. So we've got some great removal. We've got some great end game planeswalkers. And yeah, right in the nick of time. Just take it out. Oh, I totally I look at this card and I just see a cycling card. That's all I see. But that's okay. We're just gonna burn them. Gain some life. We're at 6 lands. I want to get to 7. I want to get to 7 just to get that Eugene. I'll take the 2 damage. And cycle. So I can play my own Bone Crusher. I'd rather have a creature on the board right now. I know I could have guaranteed 8 mana, but having a Bone Crusher is a lot better. I think. Yeah. Can threaten some good damage, and maybe I'll Storm's Wrath. I'd rather at least get somewhat even. Yeah. But that's not favorable either. So here's what I'm gonna do. They're all tapped out. That's fine. Because Ugin doesn't remove the Solemn Simulacrum. And I wouldn't want to remove -3 and then take 3 from Solemn Simulacrum. So instead we're just going to get closer to ulting Ugin. We're going to hold another Ugin in our hand. That's a good card. Let's see if it can do anything about Ugin, though. Oh, that triggered that way. No. Don't like that. Oh, no. If Ugin can survive, we can keep Ugin on the board. And yes, okay. Okay, it's not optimal. But we're going to deal 3 damage to face. We're going to learn from our lessons and deal 4 damage to target creature with flying. And then we're going to board clear, putting Ugin at 1 loyalty, but also taking out 3 of their cards. So it's something, especially since we have Ugin in hand. They have a very full hand, but we have Ugin. And we have a card draw engine. Oh, but that's rough. Oh. At least we have Ugin. This is a good game. We're just gonna get rid of that. We have to. That will win them the game otherwise. It sucks. We gotta. And we got Ox, which is good. Yeah, we'll hold on to the 8/8 haste trample. That's a pretty mean card to play. Especially since we can take out their Planeswalker with it. Though, oh jeez. Well, I can see why this is a rogue deck. Platinum is just... You know, I feel like it's still good to make this content because there are certainly people that are interested in this list because I'm interested in it, so the probability that there's at least one person that looks this up and tries to figure out if this is a list for them. This is for you, and this is me saying, you're better off with mono red aggro, I think. This is a good hand. This is more low to the ground. Probably what I should have been keeping. I probably should have evaluated what I'm up against, but it gives us a turn 1, 2, and 3, and 5 play. Potentially. No matter what they do, we'll burn them in the face with Bone Crusher. Yeah, especially now. Gonna put a stopper on their end step. That's worth bone crushing, I think, because them blinking that later in the game is pretty good. So we're just gonna stop it. Yeah, we'll stomp it. And then we can play our Bone Crusher next turn since that's revealed information. And that's it, Chief. Burn them for one, since we're going to reset our hand. Might as well. With Ox of Agonis. Not a great card. Not terrible. But not super. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get our 3/3. And we're going to draw a card. Probably shouldn't have cycled, actually, since we're about to discard with Ox. But Irencrag is the best thing we could have drawn right now. Because if we draw an Ugin off of it, that's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, they can exile that. That's fine. Oh, and we got the Ugin. Okay. Okay, Eugene. Okay. Okay. Let's... yeah, we'll exile those permanents. Just take out as much value as we can. And we'll hold the Ugin. That turn 5 Ugin's pretty... Oh my gosh. See, this is why they reprinted Ugin. Because they've got so much Planeswalker removal that Ugin doesn't even matter. Jeepers. Just... the sagas are so good. Especially since they can be blinked so easily with Yorion. But we're having fun. We've got an Ox. We're going to get some more land. Maybe even another Ugin. Then we're going to have a battle of the Ugins, which isn't fun. People think it is, but it ain't. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll I probably should have swung there because I could have used this to exile Ugin, which would have made it so they couldn't bring back my Ugin. Oh, they could have... Wait. Oh, it's only from your graveyard. Okay, I thought they could take my Ugin, and I thought they just didn't. Which would have been pretty funny. Yeah, let's go. Ugin round 2, baby. Yeah, all -6 Ugin. Dream Trawler is the most annoying card. Because it's so hard to deal with. 2 Ugins. What you gonna do about that? Yes, it's at 1 loyalty. I can see that. My eyes do work. But, you know what? I took out a Dream Trawler. That thing is so hard to remove. They can tap it. Ugh. It's so hard to remove. So we're just gonna burn face. It's the best thing we can do in this situation. Burn face, force them to swing at Ugin, and get more bodies on the field. Maybe if we cycle this, we'll be able to cast Ox. At least we've got a lot of mana. A lot of options. Good thing we could scry that out. And I don't think we're going to attack because I don't want to give them life. Yeah. That's the right decision for them. And at least it lets me cast an Ox of a... No, it doesn't, because I need 9 cards in the graveyard, because Ox doesn't count for escape, but at least I'm alive in a pandemic, I guess. That's a thing. There's that. That's good. Yeah, I'm fine with drawing a card in this situation. Even if it draws them a card. I have 7 untapped mana. Drawing a card does a little more for me right now. Ooh, it definitely does. Okay, I'm gonna do something ballsy. So I hate Dreamcaller that much. Because if they discard off of Dreamcaller, then I can target with Bone Crusher. Or not. We'll just clear it. Did they see that coming? Probably not. I'd like to ping them. Hold up options. Dang. If I top deck a land, I can play Ugin and a Giant in the same turn. Or I can just remove all of these and potentially win the game. I'd rather do that. That's so annoying. But Ugin is powerful. I have faith in Ugin. And my 4/2. Well, 5/3 when it resurrects. Yeah, getting an 8/8 next turn's pretty sick. Gotta say. And not trying land. We might win this one. They can swing at me for 9 in the air, but... Oof. Yeah, Ugin is not what it used to be, I guess. I'd rather swing for 8 right now. Build a creature. Ooh. Scry 1, gain some life. So they've got a lot of damage in the air. Yeah, that's pretty good. Can take out their creatures. But yeah, I'd rather trample over for 4 or take out both of these angels. That was unexpected. What's their deal? Why did they just... Oops. That must have been a mistake. But we got one. Yes. We got 25% win rate. Look at all that stuff we got for winning. Let's open a pack. Let's see if we get another Crawling Barrens. Nope. Let's buy a pack. Let's see if we get another Crawling Barrens. We got closer to Crawling Barrens. It's one less rare all open. But don't trust those odds. It's very much gambling. You know, the smart part of my brain says not to keep this hand, but forget it. I want that turn 2 card draw that could potentially get me a free Yadaro later in the game. Yadaro is absolutely my pet card. Perfect. Perfect. Got something to do while we wait for Uji. Let's see what they get. That's a good card. Meant to put down a mountain. Get in the 2 damage. Scry the 1. Toss that down. Scry the 1. Baby. Yeah, we'll keep the removal based on what we're seeing. Ooh, they're ramping better than us. Yeah, cool card. I don't want to deal with it. We have 5 lands. Yeah, we could just take another one of those and see what happens. That's really rough. We want to get to Eugene pretty quickly. Ooh. Yes. They still drew a good amount of cards. I can't deduce that that's a whiff yet. It probably wasn't. I'll put one of these in tapped. Scry one. How many lands are we at? 1, 2, 4. Yeah, we're gonna... Wait, we're at 6 right now. Yeah, I want to be able to cast Shatterskull Smashing without losing land drop. So I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna swing because they might... This is actually... They're tapped out. They want to have removal. Big brain, small plays right now. But you know what? It's okay. This damages planeswalkers. But that's gonna ult. Well, it's not over yet because we can swing at Eugene, and that's something. We're gonna make the executive decision to scoop on that. Oh, jeez. Well, you know, folks, I gotta tell ya, I don't think that this mono red control list is very good. I think there were a lot of situations where we really just couldn't draw into things that took care of what we were up against. And I know we were playing best of one, but the sideboard options in standard right now don't really lend themselves to helping with these matchups for mono red. So I'm going to say this is an interesting brew, but don't craft it. If you have had success with this, I want to hear about it. So leave a comment below. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.